All right, today's guest is one of the most prominent and successful tech investors on the planet, named one of the 100 most influential people in the world by Time magazine. His contributions to both the Chinese high-tech industry and to the broader field of artificial intelligence simply cannot be overstated. As chairman and CEO of Sinovation Ventures, he manages roughly $2 billion, and through some of the most blindingly prescient investments, he and his team in just 4 years have helped birth 15 unicorn startups, including an unparalleled 5 in AI alone. The author of 10 US patents and more than 100 journal and conference papers, as well as being the founding president of Google China, the founder of Microsoft Research Asia, and a former executive at both SGI and Apple, it's easy to see why so many consider him one of the most central figures in the realm of artificial intelligence. The numerous innovations he's helped bring the world have been featured on Good Morning America, ABC Television, and the front page of the Wall Street Journal. He's also the author of 7 best-selling books and has more than 50 million followers on social media. His leadership and insights into the future of technology have not only garnered him followers, but have also made him one of the most respected educators of the next generation of entrepreneurs and policymakers. So please, help me in welcoming the best-selling author of the new book, AI Superpowers, the Oracle of Innovation himself, Dr. Kai-Fu Lee. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. It's so good to have you.
It's great to be here.
So walk me through the barometer that you use to determine whether something's actually going to be good for the world. So you're at this nexus of something that is going to disrupt the world so profoundly. How do you look at that and go, this project is worth my time and energy and this one is not?
Well, we can choose to invest in a lot of artificial intelligence projects. Obviously, if we see a good business opportunity, we can't pass. But I would spend more time on AI for health, AI for education. Those are things I would spend my personal time on, because knowing that those will be beneficial to the world. Also, when I look at all the AI investments we've made, I can see that there are many jobs that are being displaced by the investments we made and also by AI in general. And that is a warning call that the world needed. So I decided to write this book. This book is not just about AI technology. It's about China and US rising as a dual engine to push AI forward. And that AI is an ability within one single domain to do a superhuman job, whether it is picking fruits, washing dishes, working on the assembly line, customer service, cashier, loan officer. I see those jobs as being displaced over the next 10 years. And there needs to be a warning for young people to pick the right professions, and a warning for people in those professions to get ready for a new beginning. So that, I think, was a clear call to me, that it was a call of duty that someone needed to alert the world on that.
It's really interesting. And what I love about it, and putting you in context, you in particular, talking on this subject is so fascinating, because you've said that the very purpose of life is to give and receive love.
Yes.
So somebody who says that the very purpose of life is to give and receive love, how do you think about the disruption that's coming? It's going to just eradicate jobs. And ironically enough, I partnered with a DJ named Steve Aoki. We wrote a comic together called Neon Future, and it's about the trough of joblessness that we're going to go through.
Right.
And the story we wanted to tell was, how do you get out of that?
Yeah.
Like, how do you come out of the trough? Like, it's pretty inevitable that that's going to happen, that there is going to be this disruption. So knowing that the purpose of life is to give and receive love, knowing that you're trying to help people pick jobs that are going to work well with AI, what is that? What should people be thinking about now?
Yeah, I think it actually all works out, because if you look at this defensively and say, what are the things that AI cannot do? It really falls into two large buckets. One is jobs that require creativity, strategy, conceptual thinking. And the other is jobs that require compassion, empathy, and human connection. Because you don't want a robot to be a nurse, a doctor, a nanny, an elderly caretaker. So it turns out the latter bucket is the only bucket large enough for the job displacement. I think for the next 20 to 25 years, people's values are what they are. As much as I have come out and realized my life can't be just about work, there are many who will not have that death-driven epiphany, so they won't realize it, and so it is important for them to find a new beginning, and it is really serendipity that the jobs that are large enough in quantity and trainable in a fairly short amount of time are the jobs of compassion. So that will be how the routine jobs, when people are displaced out of warehouses, assembly lines, call centers, the job waiting for them with the training will be jobs of compassion. But that won't happen unless the jobs of compassion are understood to be a valuable job and are well paid in the society. So part of in the book is talking about how we can really help that happen, because AI won't make someone want to do an elderly caretaker job. It just has to pay better. And that job, that category, elderly caretaker, is going to blossom because people are living longer. People over 80 need 5 times as much care, and yet the 1 million positions open on elderly caretaker are not being filled because the pay is not enough. So AI is going to create, just in the next 12 years, $17 trillion of net value to the world.
So now I want to bring that together with two things that you've talked about. So we've got the notion of humans are really going to find their purpose in love, and humans have this desire to chase their dreams. So how do we bring those two things together when dreams are often conflated, rightly or wrongly, with the fame, with the money? How do you help people, maybe even your own kids, like how do you help them see a way to bring those two things together?
Well, so when we think about beyond the current trough, maybe 30 to 50 years from now,
that trough being like joblessness?
Joblessness, right. I think we really need to think about a different world, that AI is not only meant to wake up us now to go for the jobs that have more compassion, service jobs, and so on, but also it's meant for education to be changed. I think there are two aspects. I think one is all the kids should be encouraged to really do what they love. It's really important for us not to let the current prejudices or beliefs on these are the good jobs, doctors, lawyers, engineers, these are the good jobs. Well, many of these jobs will be gone too. Within each area, certain jobs will open up, certain jobs will close down. Let's take the medical domain. I think radiologists, dermatologists, in 30 years, they'll be gone. There won't be any more humans doing those jobs. But medical researchers, people who invent the next drug, well, that's going to be what we need. So I think encouraging people to go for the jobs where AI is a tool that amplifies your creativity, that would be the ultimate job to have. But it has to be an education that encourages creativity and an education that helps people go after what they're passionate about.
Wow, I love that. Talk to me about follow through. So a lot of people are going to experiment with a lot of things. They're going to start, they're going to stop, and that's going to become a pattern in their life. Start, stop, start, stop. How do people develop the level of discipline? I'm putting words in your mouth maybe, but discipline or grit to see things through.
Well, I think one part is to recognize that we're not just in a society with other people, we have AI. So we really need, if we really want to be that group of the creatives, the group that have the wind behind their sails with AI as tools, pushing and amplifying their creativity, well, you got to work hard at it, right? I think that's going to have a higher bar than ever before. So that self-motivation, I think, needs to be there. Also, I think you got to be doing something you love to do. I don't think anyone can be amazing unless they're doing what they love. Those two are really combined. You know, I think there was a book by Malcolm Gladwell where he talked about the 10,000 hour rule, and that really continues to be true. So it's got to be that 10,000 hours plus something you're deeply passionate about. And then I would add on top of that, pick something that AI can be put wind in your sails. If you have that, then I think the future will be very, very bright.